Baby, come closer. Ignore the pimples, but come closer. Then you just want them to also be like, yeah, I think you should.
When did you put my earphones?
The fact that we've just been losing people left, right, and center. People are dying, and I'm just like, but when is it gonna stop though? Like, hey guys, my name is yndumndum, and this is my YouTube channel. This is basically where I curate content based on hair, lifestyle, and anything that I find interesting about my life, all for your pleasure. If you are new to this channel and it is your first time seeing this face, please do not click out of this video without liking my video, without sharing it, without commenting, and most importantly, do not leave without subscribing. But if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for coming back, even though I was gone for so long. I'm sorry, but like, this video is all about the tea. I'm just gonna split it all. I'm just gonna be explaining to you guys why I've been gone, where I've been. So yeah, if you're interested to see a live update from me, please continue watching this video. Okay, so guys, without making, first of all, I don't want to make this video wait like too long. Secondly, I just want to like give you guys a little bit of like an intro, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna answer the questions that some of you guys sent me via Instagram. If you're not following me on Instagram, please make sure you follow me at yanga_ndumndum. Yeah, I normally put up questionnaires and stuff like that when I want you guys to interact with me. So yeah, I'm just gonna answer those questions because most of the questions can sort of be like a skeleton for this video. So first of all, let me just tell you off the bat, like, guys, I wanted to quit YouTube. I was ready to quit YouTube. It was a random night, and I was like, you know what, I haven't been consistent on YouTube. First of all, that affected, like, we all know how YouTube algorithm works, right? So I couldn't be consistent, number one. So the algorithm was just totally against me. Like, literally, it was facing its back on me, and that was demotivating me. So I was just like, what's the point? Like, let me just leave this whole thing. And I woke up and I spoke to my little cousin, and I was like, Ea was like 9 years old, but like she's like a friend. She's like, we're like friends. So I'm just like to her, I'm quitting YouTube. And then she's like, what? That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard you say. And I was like, girl, you don't have to be so harsh, like, chill. But yeah, I spoke to her, I spoke to my aunt, and my aunt is also just like, what do you mean? And I was just using so many stupid excuses, like, no, because I'm bored of, like, I don't have enough equipment, so I'm just bored. There's just certain videos I can't do because the equipment that I have doesn't allow. So I have like this, like, the visuals of the visual idea in my head of how I want my videos to look, but the fact that they're not looking like that is just also putting me off. So I'm just like, nah, I'll just wait. So yeah, you know, like when you want to make a rash decision, I'll call it a rash decision because it was so impulsive. Like, it was based on emotions. Basically, I was just feeling demotivated, and I just decided I'm gonna quit YouTube. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna tell a few people. I just need them to convince me that this is a good idea, and then I'm good. So I already told 2 people. They were just like, nah, you crazy. So I was just like, okay, let me call my friend, and then I'll see what she says, and then like maybe I'll decide. So I pick up the phone. No, actually, I texted Ukanyisa Kemono. I'm sure you guys know her. I texted her. I'm like, girl, are you free? We need to talk. And she's like, is everything okay? I'm like, yeah, everything is chill. Just let me know when you're free. So eventually she calls, and I'm like, I'm quitting YouTube. She's like, what? Are you crazy? I'm like, no, dude, like, I'm serious. Like, I'm just not feeling this thing anymore. Like, I'm inconsistent. I feel like I'm not being a good enough, like, of a YouTuber. So I'm outies, bruh. I'm outies. And she's like, Yana, you can't do that. Like, no ways. And then I used the excuse of well, I'm not gonna say it's an excuse, but it's how I felt. I just felt like my content and my video quality is just also boring me, and the fact that I struggled with lighting, that's just also one thing that completely bored me, like the struggle with lighting, like having to depend on natural lighting. I had a ring light, but it wasn't the best on the market, so it didn't really like do what I wanted it or what I needed it to do, child. So I was just like, nah, bro. And then she's like, Yanga, you can't be saying that, because when I hadn't started a channel, you was telling me that I shouldn't worry, I should be using what I got. So what you're not gonna do is say you're quitting YouTube because you don't have a camera, you don't have lights. And I'm like, yeah, friend, like I know I said that, but like I feel like that right now. And she's like, you're not gonna do that. And then like, well, she knew that I was kind of demotivated, because it happens. Like, I think all YouTubers go through this phase, or like all creators, content creators go through the phase of just being demotivated. For some people it's demotivation, I think, and for some people it's like creator's block. You just don't know what to create at that moment. And honestly, for me, child, I had so many ideas, but my ideas were not like, they wouldn't, like I couldn't fulfill them with the equipment that I had. Also because I was just being finicky and picky about it, because how can I have an idea based on something I don't have? Like, you know, it was kind of, yeah. So I was just going through that phase of just being demotivated, and unfortunately for me, mine took months, like months. So she was like to me, Kanyisa was like to me, you know what you should do, bruh? Like, just buy yourself something, like whether it's a mic, like just like buy into one that's gonna motivate you to like come back, you know, that's gonna, you know, excite you to like pick up your camera and film. So then I was like, you are so right, friend, like you're so right. And I'm like, what am I gonna buy? Should I buy a new ring light? Should I buy a mic like she said? Should I, like, what should I do, you know? And then I thought about it. I was like, okay, but what I can say is that from the phone call I had with her, my mind was changed. I was like, okay, fine, I'm not gonna quit YouTube. I'm just gonna sit it out until I'm ready to come back, because what I'm not gonna do is go back when I'm not ready. So yeah, so I decided to chill it out, and then I was just still thinking about what I should buy. You know, I had to make like those plans, look at my finances and all of that. So as you can see, we got a camera, chat. We got a camera, we got a new setup, probably still working on the setup. We've got new lighting. So now I'm overly motivated. Like, it's the total opposite. I'm overly motivated. Like, I could film back to back in China. Oh, I'm reading from Instagram, like I said. So the first question here is, like, she says life after, okay, I'm seeing similar, like a lot of the same questions. So basically the question says life after varsity. The other one says, how are you finding your new job and adjusting your employment in general? So I'm assuming that is like this kind of the same question. Also, how has it been starting your job, and what advice would you give someone who has just graduated? Okay, so life after varsity can be really frustrating. It can be really frustrating, especially when you don't know, like, first of all, what you want. When you don't know what you want and you're still not sure what you want by the time you leave varsity, it's completely normal, but it can be really frustrating. So for me, like I mentioned earlier, that I don't compare myself. Like, I'm just fortunate that I don't suffer from that disease of comparison, child, and like really being anxious, like anxiety in the literal form. Like, I don't necessarily get anxious about what my future is gonna look like, or, you know, like, okay, let me not say I don't, but particularly for my life after varsity, I wasn't really too worried. I was quite chilled to a certain extent, but it did kind of get weird and frustrating when it was like, okay, it's February now, it's March, like, what is gonna happen? Like, what is happening, you know? So yeah, it was a bit frustrating, but fortunately I managed to get an internship, right? So I was really excited, but at the same time I was like nervous, because I'm like, yo, guys, I know this is weird, but the first thing I thought of when I found out that I got an internship was, yo, so I can't sleep in. Like, I can't sleep and just wake up at 10 a.m. anymore. I have to wake up in the morning. That was the first thing I thought. And obviously the other like nerves that come with it. I was just nervous. And I was excited at the same time, and I was grateful more than anything, because I know it's really hard out here, guys. Like, it's really hard to come straight out of varsity and find something like an internship, a graduate program, a job, anything. Like, it's really difficult. So I was genuinely like grateful for that, but at the same time I was really, really nervous, right? So the transition, I would say, is quite a tough one. Like, from school and the workplace, it's really tough, because first of all, at school is more organized. Like, it's more structured. Yeah, school is more structured, because, you know, from 8 and 4, this and this has to happen. I have to attend this lecture. I have to attend this practical that is 3 hours long. I don't have a choice. I have to attend it. But anytime after that, I can definitely do A, B, and C, right? But the workplace, especially if you're working for the government sector, first of all, when you apply for a certain job or an internship, there's certain like key performance areas that they say you're going to be doing A, B, and C. But then when you get there, it can change a little bit. Like, things can be a bit different from the key performance areas that they wrote in the post when they advertised firstly. So what I've experienced is sort of like an inconsistency in your daily routine. You know, like, there's a bit of inconsistency. I don't know if you guys get me, but you just can't predict how your day is gonna go. Like, sometimes it can be really predictable, but sometimes it's like, child, I didn't expect this. This was not part of my plan for today. So it's a little bit like this. Whereas varsity was straightforward. Like, you know, you've got this lecture, it's an hour, period. Practicals, 3 hours, period. So yeah. Oh, you also get to appreciate your weekends way more. And weekends go by so quickly like this. And I'm just like, yeah, hey, baby, weekend, I'm trying to like back to work, yo. But yeah, guys, so yeah, like, I'm a dealer girl, and I'm okay. I'm finding it okay, and no complaints at all. Someone asked, where are you living now? So I'm in a small town, like in the Eastern Cape. It's close to PE and East London. I think it's in the middle of PE and East London. Yeah, that's all I can say. Oh, someone asked, how's Joburg? Are you even in Joburg and with quarantine and everything this year? Yeah. Okay, no. Like I said, I'm not in Joburg. I wish. One of my plans was actually to be in Joburg this year, and I think that's one of the things that kind of did frustrate me in the beginning of the year. I really, really wanted to move to Joburg this year. I didn't really have a solid plan. It was just wishful thinking, and I think that's one of the reasons why it didn't really work out, because it wasn't anything solid and, you know, constructive. But yeah, I'm not in Joburg. And how, if you guys quarantine, I feel like obviously, just like everyone else, when quarantine started, yo, shit went down for everyone. Like, I'm sorry to say, but things just went like, yo, quarantine, guys. Sometimes I feel like when I think of quarantine, it's like a trauma for me, especially stage 5 and 4, because being stuck, it's one thing being a homebody and knowing that you're at home by choice, but it's another thing being stuck at home not by choice but by force. Ciao. Yo, corona bandasa iyenzile into, and isayenza namhlanje because second wave is coming and I'm scared. I'm saying I'm scared also because I've lost, just like everyone else, I believe, like losing loved ones is not nice. It's not easy, especially unexpectedly. Yeah, it's not easy. It's really, really not easy. And that's also one of the things that just sucked about 2020. Yeah, that was hard. Like, yeah, that was hard. Someone asked me, where am I working? I'm just gonna say I'm working for the government. I'm currently working in the public sector. Why have you been away? Like I said in the intro of the video, I've just been demotivated. A lot has been happening in my life, including work, like, because work can make you busy. Working an 8 to 5 and then having to come back and think about content, that was a tough transition for me, because at school I could come back home at 12 and then I could actually think about, you know, filming content and stuff like that. But like demotivation, mainly demotivation, to be honest. Uphethe njani u2020? U2020 sana. For the most part, it's just a horrible year. Also, guys, with the transition from school to work, ne, that transition also involves like losing people in your life. Because I know, like, as you grow older, you definitely lose friends. Like, it's inevitable. It's just one of those things. But I think for me, because I hadn't lost any friends for like years, and I think I've kept the same friends for like years. Like, I haven't really lost friends in a while. Like, that step hadn't happened. So it happened in 2020, and it was such a bad timing. Like, horrible timing. So that was also just like a bummer for me, but it's life. Gugu kula. It's part of adulting. It's part of growing pains. Like, it has to happen. Like, I feel like it's part of growing. Like, you can't, yeah, like, it's just life. It's part of growing up, and I just needed to accept it and take it with a pinch of salt, child. But yeah, that's one thing I can say about 2020. The loss of relationships, the loss of people getting over that you love through death, through corona, yeah, through the virus. That for me was tough, because again, we hadn't lost people in my family for years and years. Like, we haven't been having people dying in our family for years. So it felt like God and the ancestors and the universe were just like, y'all been too happy for too damn long. So what we're gonna do is take these people from you guys. And one thing about you guys are gonna cry consecutively. You guys are gonna have funerals consecutively. And to be honest, it sucks. It really sucks. It sucks. But again, part of growing pains, part of life pains. So yeah, ish. Hey, so excited. I missed you. How's life been after graduating? Hey, I missed you guys too. I missed you too, child, but I'm back and I'm better. I'm definitely better. How's life after varsity or after graduating? First of all, I didn't graduate and I'm so sad. We didn't have a graduation, guys, yo. That's actually also another like horrible thing that has come with this year. Like, yo, life after graduating is, how was the transition from being a student to being a girly with a job? Same question. Yeah, literally the word, like, the rest of the questions are basically based on how the transition is, and I hope I did answer that properly for you guys. How is it there by the Department of Mjolo? Let me put my lip gloss on, child. Guys, I don't know, like, I've never done this. I've never, like, yeah, so I don't know if I've said enough. I don't know if you got what I've said is understandable. I don't know if you guys get me. But yeah, if you guys have any further questions, please let me know down in the comment section. Number 2, I'm bringing you guys loads and loads and loads of content, so please stay hooked on this channel. Stay hooked on this channel. Tell your moms, your dads, your uncles, brothers, cats, dogs, birds, fish, everybody. Tell everybody to come and subscribe to this channel and come and watch, because the content is gonna be bringing the content. Guys, I'm so in love with my camera. Like, I'm also in love with my eye. I wasn't planning to do eyeshadow today, but then Okanyisa was like, girl, you better put the eyeshadow on because it's your comeback. Okay, she didn't say it like that, but like, that's how I took it. So I was like, okay, let me do some eyeshadow. I'm so excited to shoot content, like even for Instagram. Like, yo, they excite horses. So please do me a favor and just click that follow button on Instagram, and then click that subscribe button on YouTube. And you can also follow me on Twitter, but I'm so lame there. Like, I'm just I'll just leave all my handles in the description. And thank you so much for watching. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will see you in the next one very soon, that is. Bye.